Hello and welcome to Bridget's Cottage. Today I'm going to show you how to make some lovely pies and with different fillings and different toppings. It's very simple and the ingredients are very simple, a bit different to our baking of course because these are for the doll's house and they look lovely. This is the pie crust, the crust of the main part of the pies that we're going to make, and they're all made in the same way. So I'll just show you this the once, and then we'll do the fillings and the top of the pie afterwards. So this is how you get started. First of all, you'll need some PVA glue, which I've put into this glass dish, and then we need to spritz it with water. We also need a beer bottle top with the patterns around the edge, which makes the crust, the pie crust, look just like pastry. Now this is the paper. We're going to make the layers of the pastry, and you can use either toilet paper or kitchen roll paper, which if there is 2-ply, so you pull them apart so each leaf is just 1 ply. And this is how you start off. This is how I start off. I just dampen the first one with water. That's the very first one. And lay it over the bottle top. And because it's just the water, it makes it easier. It makes it easier to cut off when it's dry, because you're using the beer cap as a mould for your pie base. Then with the others, you give this a mix the water up with the PVA. You don't want it to be too thick, just thick enough to give a coating of each layer. So then I'll coat my layer of tissue paper, my first layer of tissue paper. And then you add your next piece of tissue. You can turn it upside down and stick that with the watered down PVA. So it's a very simple way of making all your bases for your different pies. Just press it in and mould it to the little markings. Now's the second layer. pressing it in as it gets thicker, so you can see those marks down the side of the bottle cap. You could use a coloured tissue paper if you wanted, but we're going to watercolour these and give it different burn marks or cook marks to make it look really like it's come out of the oven. There's some really lovely tissue papers you can buy now, different colours. So I'll just carry on adding about, I would say about 5 layers. So it's very quick. And when you've finished your last layer, you just leave it somewhere to dry overnight. And when it's dry, you just cut around the top and ease it out of the bottle cap mould, and then you can use the cap to make another one. And it should look like this, like similar to this. This one hasn't been painted yet. So the next thing we'll do after this is start to make the fillings. But before we do the fillings, you get some foil, scrunched up foil, and add it to the bottom to use a bit of the depth up, so the fillings, you won't need so much for the fillings. And you do these all the same way, and all with a little bit of foil pressed in like that. So when I've got all my bases, I'll come back and show you how I do the fillings. See you in a bit. Hello again, and the first pie that we're going to make is a cherry pie. This is the base that I just showed you how to make. It's been taken out of the bottle cap mould and painted. And the next thing I did was to scrunch up a piece of foil to fit in there, then paint a piece of tissue a lovely bright red colour. So that was those next steps to do. The next thing I want to show you is the cherries, and these are lots of little seed beads that I've collected. And what I'm going to do is take some tacky glue and carefully, if I've got some left in my bottle, I do go through this really well. I use a lot of this tacky glue, and it's great stuff. Right, I think I've got a little bit too much on there, but it should be okay. I'll just spread it around a bit so it touches. Can you see that? That's it. So it touches all the corners. and we'll start putting the cherries on, which is the fun part. Trying to fill it up as much as I can. And the tacky glue will dry clear, so the red piece of tissue underneath will hide any gaps and it will show through, so there's no worry if you haven't got enough beads. Press them down so that they're all stuck. You can use hot glue gun, but you'd have to do little sections at a time because it dries so quickly. Hot glue guns. You want to try and get them on quickly. Well, we'll let that set for a little while. Just put it to one side and I'll explain how I'm going to put a lattice topping on, which looks like this, and we'll curl it over the cherries, and that'll look lovely when it's finished. All the lattice topping is more bits of tissue curled up with a little bit of PVA on your fingers. You get rather messy and sticky, but have plenty of baby wipes. And you can either thread them, oh, there's a little bead there, little cherries, come on. You can either thread them over and under, like I've done with this one, or if you're not very confident to do that, just stick them across one way and across the other way. Once they're painted, it won't look very different. But once it's painted the pastry colour. Now the beads, what I'll do is get my PVA. Where am I? That's it. And if I can tip it up, what I'll do is I'll just stick the ends of the pastry lattice over the pie. And I think that looked really nice. And I'll show you all these when they're finished. So that's a cherry pie. Catch you in a bit for the next pie. The next pie is an apple pie, and I've covered the bit of foil with some yellowy green painted tissue. It doesn't really matter because you won't be seeing that, but it just gives the impression of an apple pie. And this is the pastry lid that's going on there. It's quite decorative. It's painted and it's got 3 leaves. A lot of fruit pies have this decoration of extra pastry on. And this is a quite easy one. This is an easy one because all you have to do is to, where's my glue? Is to glue this pastry lid on. And don't worry if there's any drips dripping down the pastry case, because that just looks like the fruit has spilled out over the edge, and it looks quite realistic. A bit wet, but that's my apple pie. See you on the next one. Right, this is my lemon meringue pie, and it's just a piece of foil covered with yellow painted tissue. The base came out really well. Again, you can see the shapes of the bottle cap made. It looks like pastry ridges. And the topping I've made, can you guess what the topping's made of? Yes, it's made of tissue paper again. And all it is strips of tissue paper cut into lengths, rolled over so it's like a rope, perhaps with a bit of PVA on your fingers to keep it in shape. Then coiled round to the right shape for your dish, for your pie, coiled round, going up to a peak in the middle so it looks like whipped cream. And I've added a bead on the top for a cherry, and these little tiny crystals, which I've never had a use for because they're so small, but they look nice as sprinkled sugar on the top because they're so tiny, and I think that looks really sweet. It's a really nice lemon meringue pie. I'll show you them all at the end so you can see them all together. See you in a bit. And the next pie we've got is a mincemeat pie, and the same thing, the base made the same as I showed you in the beginning, with a painted mincemeat section over the foil, stuck to the foil. And can you see how glossy that is? And this is this wonderful thing for artwork, this glossy accents. It takes a little while to dry, but it gives a lovely effect to porous surfaces. I'm not sure if you can use it on non-porous surfaces, but it works really well with card and paper. And for a bit of decoration, we're going to apply some little cream swirls. Also made out of paper, just little cream, just little paper swirls bunched up. Just to give it that little bit of decoration, and of course make it look yummy. I might slightly brown the stars off a little bit. They could be caramel stars. At the moment, looking through the camera, they do look a bit like fried eggs. But what I'll do is look at it at the end, and if I think they need darkening off a little bit, baked to the same colour as that, I can change that. So that's your mincemeat pie. Yum yum. This next pie was lovely to make too, and it's the tissue paper painted a pinky cream colour, and I've encapsulated some cut up sequins and plain sequins, and just a few shiny pink ones, to give the look, and to give the look of gravy underneath. I've put some glue over it, and this is going to be my chicken and ham pie. There's a pastry lid with a slice cut out. And I think that looks quite appetizing. I've also left some dribbles down the side to make it look like the pastry lid lifted when it was being cooked and some of the gravy came out. So let's just stick this down. Come on, glue. I think I'll treat myself to a new bottle of glue when I finish making this video. I'm quite impressed on how realistic the pastry bases look. Right. If you can hear some funny noises in the background, that's our little Jack Russell Terrier rolling about on his ball, barking. Yeah, that's it. And that's your, hold it for a little while. That's your chicken and ham pie. It's lovely, isn't it? I hope you have a go at making these pies. See you soon. And this is my last pie, and it's a lovely chocolate pie. And as you can see, the brown painted paper has been covered with the glossy accents, and it gives it a lovely glossy chocolate look effect with a simple little icing decoration in the middle. And I think that looks really nice. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you try out making some pies for your doll's house. And I hope to see you on the next one. If you can, please like and subscribe and leave me a comment telling me your favourite pie. So I'll see you soon, and have a happy time making these little miniatures. So catch you later. Before I go, I will show you all the pies together. I'll just put some few little pictures up. So I'll see you later. Catch you later, I mean. Blessings, Sharon.